next speaker. He's past international president of the Toastmaster International. Toastmaster International, yeah. Dr. John Lau. Before I call upon him, I'd like to introduce him to you. Okay. Dr. John Lau is a business entrepreneur, having invested in human capital development, construction, trading, and security business. He's also a social worker, advocating community safety and security through the Sarawak Community Policing Association, where he is the founder and current chairman. He founded the Sarawak Patriot Association, fighting for Sarawak's rights. In August 2012, John became the first Malaysian ever elected international president of Toastmasters International. His name has been entered into the Malaysia Book of Records on September the 18th, 2012. John holds a postgraduate business qualification from Durham University, England. It is the world top 100 universities. To him, he is always young. He's now a PhD candidate at University Malaysia Sarawak, doing research for a degree in criminology. Wow. Wow. We will ask him later what is it about. He shall graduate in 2020. John is an author, a writer, and a world-renowned speaker. Today, he will speak on leaderships in action, and he will focus on getting members engaged in social work. He will speak for 45 minutes to be followed by questions and answers. So shall we all put our hands together?
Thank you very much, the Master of Ceremony. My name is John Lau. Very easy to remember, right? Yes. Do you know why the mic refused to work now?
Because you have a strong, loud voice.
Incorrect. Because the previous speaker has utilized the mic because he was a dynamic speaker. To an extent, the mic said, I am stressed. I need to rest. Do you agree with me? Yeah? James and I, we got friendship, not relationship, yeah. We know each other for 26 years. And we were always connected on phone, minimum once a month. On phone. He hears my voice, I hear his voice. Not on WhatsApp. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor today to share with you leadership in actions. I'd like to share with you the objectives first. Number one objective, to have non-profit organizations like the Lions Club, members engage in community work. How many of you are engaged in your social work? Can I have a show of hands? What happened to the rest? Inactive. Why? I'm going to share with you. Why? And how do you be active? Number two, to get members and leaders on the same page. How many of you are leaders here? What about the rest? You're not leader. Then who are you? Are you a slave? Now one more time. How many of you are leaders here? Everyone is a leader. You agree with me? Yes. You lead yourself. Like our charming past district governor, Dr. Becky Wong. You look at her. Is she a leader? Yes. Just because she is a PDG, you call her a leader, right? But she is a leader by herself, self-organized. You look at her. How groomed is she? Very beautiful. Look at my friend James Teo. You look at him. Handsome. Yeah. Still strong? So how to get members engaged? Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you know Thomas Edison? A lot of you don't know. You know of him? You met him? Okay. You know how many times Thomas Edison failed in inventing the light bulb? How many times?
1,000 times.
How many times?
1,000.
10,000.
Too much. He failed close to 1,000 times, but he still continued. How many of you have that passion? Nobody. So ladies and gentlemen, shall we read this together? Would that be okay? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go!
Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration.
You know the meaning of this?
No.
Perspiration? Hard work. How many of you, like we Fuchao? I'm a Fuchao. I'm very proud to be a Fuchao. And your district governor also a Fuchao. We Fuchaos. Do I say that? Yeah. You will be very happy. Andy happy. James not happy. You see, we Fuchaos are very hardworking. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Because we know if we do not work hard now, I think we will die. That's it. Nobody remembers you. Agree? So ladies and gentlemen, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% hard work. Said by Thomas Edison. He further said, can we read together again? Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Agree or not? Yes. When I first joined Toastmasters, after 1 year, my speech evaluator told me, John, you got no future in Toastmasters. Because you speak with a strong Fuchao accent. I stood up and said, sir, my identity. I'm proud to be a Fuchao. How many of you are proud to be a Hokkien here? Nobody. How many proud to be a Malaysian? Okay, how many of you are proud to be a Sarawakian? Good. Welcome everybody. So ladies and gentlemen, you will see that never give up. With that two philosophy in mind, I move on what I call the JL management concept. Is small I, a little bit bigger C, and the biggest one is P. What is it? JL stands for John Lau. Engagement concept, not James Lau. John Lau. Yeah? Achieving an engaged voluntary team, all of you are volunteers, agree with me? Yes. So you need to have 20% inspiration, 30% collaboration, 50% louder. Very good. 50% hard work. You went to the durian garden, do you? Yes. You sit downstairs and pray and hope durian will drop. Seldom, correct. You have to climb up and pick up the durian. Agree with me? Nothing will come to you like that unless you work for it. I, at 66 years old, I'm inspired by my wife. Why? She said, what do you do when you grow old now? I said, 66 years young? Very young. I just enrolled to do a PhD in UNIMAS. What do you do? Criminology. I want to look at people, I want to see you, whether you've got potential, be a criminal or not. What about that, Joseph? Good, yeah? Joseph, my friend. Yeah, good, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to finish. So, I will graduate latest 2020 because PhD got a time requirement. Must be minimum 3 years. Though I finished writing everything now, but I still have to wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you now a closer look at engagement. Would that be all right? How to get members engaged. How to get myself engaged. If you look at this, the definition of engagement is the extent to which volunteers are motivated to contribute to non-government organization success and are willing to apply. Apply what? Can we read it together now? Louder. One more time. Effort to accomplish tasks important to the achievement of the NGO goals. What is Lion's goal? That is your motto. What is the Lion's goal? Which community?
Needy community.
Who said that? I'll give you a book later. I have a book here. Oh, I give you a book. Remember a claim from me, yeah? Yeah? I heard him first. So if you want a book, you stand up on the table later. So ladies and gentlemen, serve the needy's needs. Agree, everybody? So that is your goal. So how to get the member engaged? First one, great leaders, all of you are leaders, are supportive voluntarily of work without a position. How many of you can work without a position? Are you sure? Yes. How many of you can work better with a position? How many of you totally cannot work without a position? You see? I caught you. A lot of us like position, agree?
No.
Like position. But if you read the book by Robin Sharma, Leaders Without Title, have you read that? Yes. It's a very super good book. Read that. Love for the community. Yeah. Just like your parents love you. Does they love you? I know you got a girlfriend. Your girlfriend love you? Yes, sir. I mean, she doesn't love you, she doesn't follow you here. Love is working together, like Betty. Engaged member, those members who engage in the work, they are happy, they are satisfied, they are committed, they feel proud they are a member, they are willing to contribute. Just now, the master of ceremony forgot to share, I was once a Lion member. A Lions Club of Wichita. From 90 to 94, I was club president in 93, 94. Unfortunately, during that 12 months, I was transferred by my boss, the company I worked in, a German company, to be stationed in overseas. but I still continue to be the club president. That year, we, Lions Club of Kuching North, I think nobody break this record. We chartered 4 new Lions Club. We chartered 3 new Lions Club. Why? John, now you have to fly from overseas here to do the work. That is what I call commitment. I was committed to help the community because I buy into the motto, we serve. But slowly, I cooled down in Lions because I was working overseas. When I come back, 1998, I decided to join Oni Toastmasters. And then I began to move step by step for elected Toastmaster International President in a beautiful city in America called Orlando. How many of you have been there? You must go there. Orlando, wonderful place. So I'm a happy member. A happy member can share. Agree? A happy member is not jealous of people's achievement. You admire people's achievement. How many of you are jealous of your district governor, Tiong? Or you admire him? You admire more? Or you jealous more? Really?
Yes.
From the bottom of your heart?
Yes.
Very good. Because I know a lot of people are jealous if somebody achieve more than you. Agree? Because human beings never like people to do better than yourself. Except people like James Steele. He always move around like a real lion, training all the members. Next one. Once you are engaged, you become a better individual. You know why? You sleep well. I'm 66 years old this year. You will be surprised. I went to bed at 11 o'clock. You know what time I wake up? I woke up at 7 o'clock after 8 hours sleep, continuously. How many of you at your young age got continuous sleep? Marvin,
You sleep at 7?
I think Marvin, midnight, woke up, WhatsApp the girlfriend. Correct?
Girlfriend was in her team.
Then girlfriend must be with you then. Ladies and gentlemen, if this happens, you will have an improved Lions organization performance. So I'm going to share with you in detail this engagement cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, anything we do, we must ask ourselves, what is it in it for me to do it? So as a leader, what is it in it for the members to learn, to treasure, to benefit when they undertake this project? Agree with me? If you know the value, if you know the benefits, will you participate in that project? Yes or no? Very good. So what is it in it for you? There was a wise saying that goes, I cheered for people I was raised to believe there is enough sun for everybody. I think sun and oxygen is available to us. Agree?
Yes.
Agree?
Yes.
But what about one day when you go diving in the blue lake in Bau? There is no sun down at the bottom of the blue lake. Your oxygen dam, oxygen also finished. What do you need most at that time? You need oxygen. Agree? So when we have a lot of things coming, a lot of things now, we got water. But I will show you a photograph later. I was in Saudi Arabia in a desert, no water. What will you do? You pass your ring and drink. I know James and I will do that. So ladies and gentlemen, ask ourselves, what is it in it for me to do this? Any social work that we do is for our own benefits. Agree? Is to move ourselves forward to realize the pain, the agony, the tears of the needy people. Agree? How many of you have done social work in and helped the unfortunate group of people in Kuching where they find difficulties to have one meal a day? Have you? Anyone? Do you know where they are living? I have a friend, retired Colonel Fabian Wong. He cooked food and every day sent the food to those people in need of food. A lot. In Kuching got about 500 people. No food to eat. You got food for breakfast today, young lady? No. Your mother must be very lazy. So what is it in it for you? Yeah? You see, when you serve the community more, people like me, I'm very healthy. I don't do harm to the community. I don't use force in the community. You serve the community more. Kuching is the safest place in. Do you know why it becomes so safe? Because there are 15,000 volunteers keeping their eye on, see the suspicious people in the neighborhood or not. And if there is, they will call the police. Police will come and bring them for further questioning. That's why Kuching is very safe. Do you feel safe here? Yeah. But I know, young lady, somebody bound to steal your heart. That's why we can't help, Mr. Governor. We can't help. Stealing heart because you want them to steal the heart. What can I do, Joseph? You can't. But property, Kuching is safe. If you read the Borneo Post today, the district chief for the police in Kuching also mentioned Kuching very safe. Fear of crime, 25%. You know why? Because we got 15,000 volunteers, no salary involved in bringing safety, security to the community. Why they want to do it? Because they want their children to grow up. And why you want to do it? Because when he grow old, he can die here peacefully and buried in a land called Sarawak. Do you know Sarawak is a very safe place? South of Sarawak, south of Borneo Island, there are earthquake and tsunami. North of Sarawak towards Hong Kong, typhoon. Have you ever experienced typhoon? Hello? Have you? No. Why? But we never treasure Sarawak is the heaven in the world. Do you feel good about that? Yeah. Nobody clap hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you about perspiration. is 50%, yeah? Perspiration. That was John Lau in the desert. In 2013, there was no water. I have my jacket on, and I throw away my jacket. I said, I must jump on the buggy and drive around the desert. My friend said, no, otherwise you forget which way to come back. So ladies and gentlemen, social work is constantly taking care of ourselves. I know all of you, when you were installed as a club officer, or as a joint chairman, or my brother Sim as the region chairman, what do? Do you take an oath? In Toastmasters, we took an oath. Are you committed to your work? Or are you committed to work in a position you elected? And what was your answer?
Yes.
I do. I do only when you get married. Okay, good. You say I do. Very good. But somehow, rather, when you go through the journey, what happened? You forgot about it. Why? I want to share with you, I'm a Christian. In the Bible, the book of Ephesians, it mentioned, when you lost hope, go back to the foundation where you started. And what was the foundation? Yes. I do. Very few people say I do now. Yes. I do. Very good. Very good. You care about yourself. Agree? Very true. Next one. Humbleness. You know what is humbleness? Humility. Don't do to others if you do not want them to do it to you. Who said that? You. Confucius, brother. Confucius said that. Don't do to others if you do not want them to do it to you. And the Bible says, do that edify. Do not that edify not. You know the meaning? Do everything that benefit people. Do not do things that don't benefit people. Would that be alright? Will you do that? Will you go back and tell your club president, your joint chairman, Mr. Region Chairman Sim, I need your help. I have 200 people in Sungai Apong there, in the squatters, they do not have meals. Let's cook food and bring the food there and have a meal with them. How many of you is going to do that? Why nobody? Nobody. Why? What did you say when you take the oath just now? Hello? Will you do that? Cook a meal. Have a lunch and meal with them, will you? I went to the prison to have meals with the prisoners to find out why they commit crime. I know why they commit crime. How many of you have been to the prison? Nobody. I got a friend who spoke to me very proud of himself. He said, John, when I was speeding in Texas, driving in Houston, I was arrested by the police and I was sentenced to 3 days jail. And I learned a lot in the prison. So ladies and gentlemen, humbleness, you know what is this? Louder. Louder. Very good. You know the meaning? Integrity. Doing the right things, even what people say it is the wrong thing to do. But you know this is the right thing to do it. Next one. We must keep the volunteers motivated. I will share with you how to do that. And keep our own name. How many of you want to do that so that your club has a good name? Very good. Very good, Betty. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is a survey done by Asian Association of Business Executives across 5 countries. And I found that members' engagement were very low. If you see the members' engagement, the members never come and participate in the work. In the year 2008, only 55%. 2009, 58%. 2010, 59%. But 2001 onwards, it grew. I will share with you why. Right up to the year 2007, last year, the membership engagement level was 90%. How to get the members engaged? Do you like to know?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
Very good. And were you doing?
Yes.
How many of you is playing with handphones now? Don't be shy. Nobody. Good. Good. Playing with handphone. Now, you see, I will share with you how they get the members engaged. Number one, having members engaged. Number one, very important, call the members, not WhatsApp the member. Yeah, not WeChat or WhatsApp or Telegram the member. Call the member. Your member's voice makes a difference. When I was Toastmaster District Governor in 2002, 2003, I think for those of you who were born or at least 20 years old at that time, I know a lot of you were not born yet, but James and I were born at that time. That's why I was the District Governor of Toastmasters, covering a southern part into Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Malaya, and Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, we were affected by SARS, by bird flu at that time. You know, I know Joseph knows very well because he still is from a political line. Ladies and gentlemen, my goal was to be the champion district in the world. But on June 30, I was ranked 74 out of 75 districts in the world. No chance. I got a cell phone, Nokia cell phone, and I made phone call to all the leaders in the district with 6. I think the membership at that time about 16,000. 16,000 members. We have about 250 leaders. Every day I call them. I know Betty, if you ask Dr. Clement J. Isibu, he will share with you. I call him before he go to sleep. You know why? That is very important. You just have to talk for 30 seconds. And when he go to sleep, he will visualize it. When he get up, he will do it. That's it. You know how much was my telephone bill at that time? I know young people now say, who paid the bill? Hey, if you can answer that, I give you one book. Who paid the bill? I come here. Myself. Betty said, myself. That's correct. I give her one book. Ladies and gentlemen, I pay myself. You know how much? Not 1,000, 2,000. Not 3,000, not 10,000, not 20,000, but 66,000 in the month of May 2003. I paid. I contributed. I know you say, why? But to me, yes. Can you read together?
Amen.
Yeah. My name will be spoiled if we do not achieve anything. You agree? So 66,000, I call everybody. And at the end of the term, when Now he is the past international president. Gavin Blackie, the president at that time, called me. He disturbed me a lot. And then he said, John, bird flu never affected your district. Your district is the #1 district in the whole world. How do you feel? You feel good? You feel good? Now, how I do it? Because I always celebrate. I always extend my hands to appreciate, to thank the member. The next one is where I spend a lot. I buy everybody lunch, dinner, or breakfast. I know in Lions are very generous people. They will buy you dinner, lunch, and supper, and then midnight meals, early morning breakfast, brunch, pre-lunch, and then after lunch. Agree with me, District Governor? Yeah. What's that? High tea again. That is why Becky became the District Governor. Agree? So, ladies and gentlemen, you see, in Lions Worldwide, 2,000 over members here, only one can become district governor every year. So in terms of percentage, how many percent? 0.00 something. Yeah, alright? So only when you are committed to the work, you will move up the leadership. It's same thing in the office. I have a colleague before. I encouraged him to join me to do a distant learning studies. He said, no, whatever I study, the company benefit, I don't want. You see? So you don't love yourself. From today onwards, thou shalt not WhatsApp the members. You can use broadcast. It's very different. Broadcast announcing the news, the member receiving, the member feel very personal. True? Rather than in a group you announce, but not many people will read the group news because you never mention a name. If you mention the name, they will feel treasured. Continuing on. Just now, my brother, James Stewart, talk about what? Communication. Now I want to share with you now. Communication, he did not mention just now how many percent of body language, vocal, and what you actually say. This is done by University of California, Los Angeles. This is number 6 top university in the world. Yep. Top university in the world. Body language is 55% of your message. Because you cannot see the person, so you have to call the person. Agree with me? Therefore, 38% is vocal. Vocal, the voice is very important. And what you actually say, 7% only. So when people talk to you, please put aside the position beside, like you talk to your Governor Tiong. Put aside the title. Talk to the person as a person. Respect the person as an individual. Will you do that? I know you feel sleepy. Why?
Very cold.
Then, James, give him a blanket. But ladies and gentlemen, when it is cold, the brain will function better. So always remember this, when you talk to people, body language shows sincerity. Because I'm not into this topic, I'm not going to discuss this further. But always remember this, communication, 55% body language. A lot of you never, ever polish your shoes. Do you? A lot of you, when you take your shoes, the room will be filled with special perfume. Agree? But if I take off my shoes, no smell. And this shoes is not cheap. 3,300 ringgit. It's not cheap because this is a herbal shoes for me to enhance blood circulation in the body. So ladies and gentlemen, let me move on, otherwise I can't finish. How many more minutes I have? I can't see. 10, okay. All right, maybe 15. Now, how many of you know Lions ethical standard and conduct of club officers? Really, you don't know? How many of you know? I give you a book. Really? Anybody? I give you a book. Yeah, I know, but what is it? But you don't know. As a Toastmasters, I know. We got 4 ethical standards and values that we treasure. Lions, what is it? Let me share with you. Number 1, very good. You get a book from me. Integrity. What do you say? Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. Right is right, even if no one is doing it. Will you do it? Because you are doing the right thing? Or you say nobody do it, so I better don't do it. Otherwise people will say in Chinese, "Get off." Yeah, next one, accountability. When you promise you want to do, what do you do? You must do it. Agree? Next one, what is it? Teamwork. How many of you got teamwork in your club? Very good. Very good. I can see some. But some, I think the hands is 200 kilo. Final one is what? Do it together? Very good. What does that mean? You do your best. Bring out your best. How many of you has jumped from a waterfall 400 feet high? Never? I jumped and I still survived. I was so worried to jump and jump. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the ethical standard. Please uphold this standard. Next one, getting engaged culture. This is the culture. Number 1, one-to-one talk is very important. In any organization where I'm with, I always encourage one-to-one conversation. Put your ego aside. Yeah? Talk to the person like a person. Don't say, "I am the John Chairman, do it, or else I will remove you." District Governor, don't say, "Do it, otherwise no, I work for you." 93, 94, Lions Club Kuching charter 4 new clubs. District Governor never mentioned special hour for our club. So what? I become the first Malaysian to be Toastmaster World President. You see, so what? The King of Malaysia give me an hour, 2 hours. The more you contribute, the better thing will come to you. Would you agree? You see, the more positive things you put in the air, positive energy will come to you. That is law of attraction. I'm a student like you. I'm a student. People say it's so difficult to do a PhD. I said, this is my second one. Though 25 years I was out of touch, I submitted my proposal defense 4 times. First 2 times I told my supervisor, don't look at it. That is commercial writing. 3rd time, still commercial writing. 4th time, I said, please look at it. She approved it. I went for proposal defense. So ladies and gentlemen, nothing is difficult in this world if you try. The more people you help, can you fill in the blank?
The more people will help you.
Exactly. Speak louder.
The more people will help you.
Yeah, you got good future. Next one. Always have team meetings. Always have team meetings. Next one. Leader, club president, club officer, region chairman, district chairman, like James, role model to everybody. Is James a role model? Is James a role model? Yeah. Otherwise, he cannot eat tonight. And next one. You know what is PDP? Personal Development Program. The more you involve in social work, what will happen? The better you are. Like me, I got fantastic health. I got very good health. No heart problem, no kidney problem, no liver problem, and the best I want to know from the doctor is no mental problem. Yeah. So remember this, getting it engaged. Next one, 30% collaboration. Collaboration. How do you collaborate with people? Understand the values to the needy. If you bring 1 chicken wing, 1 bowl of rice to the needy people, I am sure they will appreciate you a lot. Agree? Sure? Yeah. Yeah. You see, now being away from school for 25 years, there are certain statistical analysis I have forgotten. So I need to do one statistical model for my thesis. ANOVA analysis. I did not know what to do, so I called out my friend. Hey brother, can you help me? He said, that is easy. Come we talk at 11 o'clock on Tuesday. So I will appreciate him for the whole life. Agree with me? Yeah, when people help you, remember. Help them in return. District governor helps you, give you award, give you recognition, give you badges. Help him also to achieve the district goals. Will you do that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Louder lah.
Yes.
District governor, you can go to sleep. Next one, conduct feedback meetings. A lot of them, after they finish the project, they forget about it. I know, truth hurts. Nobody likes the truth. But I love truth. People telling me the truth. John, you got a Fuzhou accent. You got no future. But my name entered into Malaysia Book of Record. How many of you name entered into Malaysia Book of Record? Not yet. Coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, let me continue. We must always, after the feedback meeting, we must always develop an action plan, how to do it better the next time. And in the end, follow up always and lead. As a leader, take out the pocket and buy someone dinner. Buy somebody a small gift, a phone call. Hi Michelle, happy birthday to you. Speak with a low, slow voice. Don't say, "Hi Mary, happy birthday to you." No, feeling Mary. I know. When Betty's husband proposed to her years ago, he spoke with very low voice. True or not? True or not, Betty? Yeah, they all confirm. Anybody, the heart will be softened. Agree? It's simple. Don't speak with a high tone. When you want members to work, inspire a member to work, speak with a low tone, speak. When you want to. But nowadays, I become a consultant where people come to me. They say, "John, I want to take my girlfriend, but she never want to get out with me." I say, "Speak with her." And he tried. He succeeded that night. And he called me. So they've been jumping up and down. So vocal, very important. 38%. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the discussion in detail. But if any one of you who like the slides, I can pass it to you. Engagement fails if people think you are doing nothing. The leaders are doing nothing. But who is this?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates said, "I always choose a lazy person to do a difficult job because he will find an easy way to do it." Sure? The next time you want to do a project, get a very inactive member to be involved. And he will tell you, and he will show to you he is the best. Now, 20% inspiration. How do you inspire people? I conclude with Thomas Edison again. Negative results are just what I want. They are just as valuable to me as positive result. You know why? When you fail, what happened? You learn. Provided that we learn. When we refuse to learn, the day we are 6 feet underground, still refuse to learn. Next one. Now, how can we do that now? Like James, conducting training for everybody. Yeah. We must constantly do survey to find out membership engagement level. Even only 2% who feel that the engagement is low, we should raise a red flag. You know red flag? All right. So what should we do? We should always do this. We should always find out the competency gaps of the member. Maybe we put that member in the wrong leadership position. Of course, he won't do anything. Agree? So, ladies and gentlemen, we must always give a. Hey, how many years do we have? Two. How many years do you have? 2. You don't have years. How many years do we have?
2.
How many mouths do we have?
1.
So God said, listen twice first and speak once. But a lot of service leadership, they speak a lot and never listen. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
Oh, you agree. Very good. We should listen more, talk.
Yes.
1/3. Listen, 2/3. So simple. And next one, in summary, I want to share this with you. This is my last slide. Getting members engaged is just like every component of our body. What about if you got an artery blockage? What happened? You don't know. You get stroke. What about if you got a liver problem? You grow very weak. Intestine problem. You always rush to the toilet. Very smelly. What about you got an artery blockage in the brain? You become a vegetable person. Getting engagement, I like to compare this to a human body. When a human body is functioning properly, meaning every component, they are engaged, functioning well. If any part that is not functioning well, for example, for men, you got a prostate problem, what will happen? Either you wet your underpants or you rush to toilet every time. Agree? And not every night you can't sleep. Especially people, well, I think above 80 years old. I don't want to say above 60 because I'm 66. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to conclude. What I have shared with you are lessons I personally learned, practical experience I personally to build better engagement. Lions Movement is one of the biggest social organizations around the world. Do you agree with me? Yeah. Lions Movement is the very well organized organization. So therefore, contribute to serve for the needs of the needy. I am sure Kuching will be a much better place. I am sure Kuching no longer have unfortunate people. And everybody will be fortunate. As fortunate as Dato Betty Wong, as fortunate as the district governor, as fortunate as my brother Joseph, as fortunate as James, as fortunate as Mary, as fortunate as this lady who shouted just now. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you will succeed. Any question? If no question, thank you. I open one to you. To you also. Oh, where? Whose book is this just now? I forgot. Oh, Betty. Okay.
Okay. I think it's a real privilege today that we can actually hear from the past president, international president of Toastmasters, and I think we learned a lot, especially as a volunteer in the Lions Club. So, shall we give him another big applause?